So Apple's annual big hardware event is coming pretty soon, and with that we are expecting to see some of the biggest hardware launch for this year from Apple, and the biggest two are the iPhone 13 and the upcoming MacBooks. Now I'm not going to talk about iPhone 13 because that is a topic for another day, for another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about the upcoming MacBooks. Now let's talk design. We all know that Apple is using the old design for so long. Yes, they have made minor few changes into the chassis, but the meat and potato of the chassis been same for years. And if all the leaks and the rumors are true, then we might see a totally redesigned chassis. It's gonna be much more squarey like their iPads and iPhones, which really like it's gonna bring back the old days. Like Apple is kind of bringing back the old days where they used to do experiment with colors, and some rumors are indicating that we're gonna see a HDMI port, a MagSafe port, and a SD card slot, which like I'm not holding my breath for all those. Like, to be honest, I can see MagSafe being happening, but HDMI and micro SD card slot from Apple after they discontinued it, like, boy, that's some wishful thinking. But most of the rumors and leaks are indicating for that, so let's hope for the best. Let's see what happens. Now, where I want to see change, and that is on the display side. Those bezels look hideous in 2021. We need much more smaller bezels, and the leaks are telling us that we're gonna see much more smaller bezels, but I'm not sure that we're gonna see improvement in the display quality in itself, because like Apple's display are one of the best displays in the whole industry. But my point being, I think we're gonna see the same IPS display. We are not gonna see a mini LED display. I think not, but who knows, Apple can surprise us from nowhere. And also one more thing, that all the leaks and rumors are saying that Apple gonna remove that, and we all are happy about that, and that is the whole touchpad thingy, that touch bar that they did. It wasn't good. Nobody uses it. Okay, so Apple just remove that touchpad or touch bar, whatever you call it. But again, we're gonna see a Touch ID like MacBook Air. I think the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro has Touch ID. Yes. Now the next thing is its performance. How good it's gonna be, how better it's gonna be from last year's M1. Now, last year's M1 was weirdly good. From its efficiency to its raw processing power, it was really good. Like, we all have our doubts. Like, I give Apple always the benefit of the doubt, and I have my doubts. I was like, yeah, they're gonna do a in-house ARM silicon, but how good it's gonna be? Like, when it turns out, it is super duper good. The raw processing power, it is like beating every single competition from here and there. And efficiency, oh my god, it is again weirdly good when it comes to efficient. But on its graphical side of things, well, it is not that much impressive. Yes, the MacBook Air at $1,200, yes, I can, yeah, it's possible, it's good. But when it comes to the MacBook Pro 13, and that kind of a graphical power is underwhelming, but it copes up with its raw processing power. But most of the leaks and rumors are indicating not only we're going to see a good improvement when it comes to the raw processing power. I think we're going to see 10 core instead of M1's 8 core. And in the graphical side of things, we're going to see a much more significant upgrade with 16 cores graphic in the low end and 32 core graphic on the top end, which is a very much need, like, which is, it's much needed and a significant improvement. That is what I'm trying to say. I cannot talk, to be honest. I should take speaking lessons from now. And Apple also gonna give us the option to equip our MacBook up to 64 gigabytes of RAM. Now some of you may ask, well, why didn't they did on last year's M1? Well, M1 is not your traditional chip. The graphics, the CPU cores, the neural engine, the RAM, all stored into one die, and that makes it hard when you are doing it like firsthand. Eventually the M1 is a chip that was originally meant for iPad, then they improved it, refined it, and then put it on their laptops. So yes, 16 gigabytes was the limit, but this year it looks like that we're gonna get an option to equip our MacBooks up to 64 gigabytes. And on the pro side of things, I think 64 gigabytes is something that everybody should have the option to opt for, because it's not something amazing out of the world amount. 64 gigabytes, yes, I use myself 32 gigabytes of RAM. So yeah, okay, coming from Apple and calling it a pro line of product, 64 gigabytes is the least you can do. So there is nothing to get excited about. And they're gonna call the upcoming chip the M1X. Now these are all the things, or mostly the things, that we know and like worth talking about for the upcoming MacBook Pro lineup. We don't know if Apple gonna bring some extra new features to the new upcoming laptops, which, like, if we want to know it, we have to wait for the event. But even if Apple bring all of this and they price it properly, then yeah, like last year, you have that amount of money and you're looking for a good professional laptop, get a MacBook, man. It's there is no other option, because like, yes, there are some powerful Windows option, but when it comes to the whole package, I think that there is no other product that can beat the MacBook lineup, at least right now. But I think for this year, we're gonna see a price hike. We're gonna see a significant price hike, but I don't think it's gonna be like totally outrageous like their $1,000 monitor stand. I don't think it's gonna be something like that, but it's gonna be a little bit expensive, so bear that in mind. But again, who knows what's gonna happen? I can't see the future, neither do you. And if you can, man, contact me. I need to know a lot of things from you if you can see the future. But there's it for this video. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you don't, leave it a dislike. Feel free to do it. It will hurt a little bit, but again, you do you, man. And if you want to watch more videos from us, check out this video right here. And if you want to subscribe to this channel, well, do it by here. And there's Akash. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.